within our studio. So hopefully you're at this point where you have all of our, a couple of things you want to do is we might want to come here, it says file, new file, we want some scripts. This is where you can start typing some code, being able to run it. I have all the code from here. I can post this again with the query, but let me show you how to do this. You'll want to in this right over here in this portion of the screen, you'll want to come up here where it says new folder, or at least make the folder where you have your where you place the database in, and then where it says, so you need to drop it in. And so like I've got this at home, so maybe I want to find folder on here. Let's see, there it is. This has the Chinook database, this business 410 folder where I navigated to. If I have this folder somewhere, I can come up here. Let's see. Fire Explorer. I can navigate to wherever this is. See business and 410, and then I'll open up my downloads folder and then drop it in there. Once it's in this folder right here, using from Explorer, it'll show up over here in this folder right here that I have selected. And the next step that I have to do is I click on more, then I come down here and set it as working directory. As long as it's a working directory during the session, that's where it'll refer things to, and we have the Chinook database within there, within that working directory, which means it'll don't draw from that. We're going to use two different libraries. One is called DBI, the other is called RSQLite. If you don't have the packages, you can run these and make sure that they run. It looks like that worked okay. That ran. I'm going to purposely misspell this so you can see what happens if you don't have that direct library. It'll say, oh, error in library, there's no package called in whatever the library is. And so what you can do, I'm just going to copy this. I come over here where it says packages, and I click on install. This thing will come up. I start typing it out. It can be the prompt. I click on install. So make sure you have all the packages that you need. In this case, you need the DBI and RSQLite. They're not installed, but install them. So run this code, which I gave you, and this creates, let's see, the DB driver. This invokes the SQLite library. Said we're going to be using a bunch of SQL in it. And I'll put this right there. I mean, I guess you could just copy this right here and put it right there. And database, anyways, if you run this code, it will access the Chinook database within the working directory that you have. Okay, I'm going to run this code, and then you'll notice a bunch of things like over here to the right. There's some table stuff. The way you write SQL code is you create an object. So yes, or whatever you want to call it. So I'm just going to call it find stuff, or whatever you want to call it. I'm going to create the object. I created this little arrow sign means you create the object, and this is what you use to create the object with. And so DB get query, that means you're doing some query off of a SQL query off of the table that we've had selected before. And the Chinook database con, that means you're using this particular database. If you have multiple databases, I guess you can do that too. I just call that con or connect, whatever. So I'm invoking that there. And then everything between these quotation marks is a SQL query. So this one, I'm selecting the first 5 records from track. One thing I like about doing this in RStudio is that it doesn't have any problem. It can read whatever funny characters you have. If you use Python, the SQLite, it kind of chokes up if you have an accent or some funny characters that are found in languages other than English. So I'm going to run this. And when I run this, you'll notice there's no such thing as track. Try this again. Okay, run those. Make sure this is set as working directory. Try this again. I'm using some trial and error, make sure. Okay, it did work. So I listed all the tables. Okay, now that I pop this into fun stuff, if I select on just fun stuff, I can run that. And this gives me a couple of things. I have the down here, down here it says there's the results of that. I can also come to the upper right-hand corner. I click on that and I've got the table, this is all the table of what it looks like, information that I need. And these are all the other queries. These are queries that I wrote to answer the other questions. If I run this, for example, there's Q1, I can see these down here, or I can come over here with question 1. Here's this next one, question 2, that has you select customer ID, sum total from invoice. You know what those work. So I can open up the table, or I can look at the output down here in the groups. So it's a Q2 is all of the value. Well, great. And you can do whatever SQL statements you want. And I'll go ahead and post this code in there, but hopefully this whole tutorial will get you going so that you can use, however much SQL practice you want within our Studio.